everyone, welcome back. 2 videos in 1 week. I don't know how I managed that, but I did. 2 videos in 1 week. Just wanted to pop on and say happy, was it Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. The days are starting to blur together and it's almost time for my kids to go back to school already. Seems like we just started summer and back they go. I'm not ready. This being able to sleep in has been extra nice on my really tired body. Yeah. Today I call them my neighborhood watch children. They love to watch my neighbors across the street, and they're young and innocent, and so they don't mean any harm. But they love to look out the window. They love to say, there's a package man and he's coming to our house and can we open the door and get the package? Or he'll say that our neighbors are getting a package. And so, yeah, I call them my little neighborhood watch people, or they'll say, oh, so-and-so's getting company, and, oh, they're getting more company now, or, oh, the company is leaving. So they're just innocent little kids looking out the window. But they were up this morning, and when I woke up, they came running in, and they're like, Mom, the neighbors are having a yard sale. And so I had to inform them that sometimes what can look like a yard sale is essentially someone just takes everything out of their garage, cleans it out, puts it all back nice and neat, gets rid of the stuff that they don't want. So they're not necessarily always having a garage sale. Sometimes they're just cleaning. So I said, we'll assess the situation when I'm more awake and determine if it's a real yard sale, because my kids love garage sales. My mom takes them from time to time, and they just love it. And I grew up going to garage sales when I was a little girl, so I can understand their excitement about it and their joy in going to a garage sale, because the garage sale wasn't the joyous part for me. The joyous part for me was my grandmother always, we either got like Dunkin' Donuts, and then we'd eat donuts as we went around to all the garage sales. And we were gone from we started at 7:30 in the morning to get to the first one that opened at 8. And my grandmother, she was very meticulous. She would map out all the yard sales. So back in the day, they used to put the garage sales in the newspaper. And so you could pay to list your garage sale in the newspaper. So on Thursday night, because garage sales were Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So on Thursday night, Grandma would get all the garage sales, and we had been doing it for so long that we just knew the area. And so what she would do is she would look in the newspaper, get all the garage sales, and she could get 22 garage sales out of the newspaper. And what she would do is she would mark them down on her notepad, and then she would go through and look in her map book, and then she would map them out. And so what she would do is she'd look up the addresses, and then she would number, so she'd have them all written down, and she'd go through and number them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then so we would go to them in order. So we would go, okay, here's number 1, now we need to go to number 2, so that we weren't driving like, oh, we went to this garage sale way over here, and now we got to come back down and then go back way over here. And so she would map them all out and then number them. So, but we would start really early, and normally we would get like some Dunkin' Donuts or something like that to eat around breakfast time. But then if we were lucky, we would also then go to a restaurant for lunch, or we would get to pick up like a Happy Meal from McDonald's back in the day when McDonald's was not, mechanically made chemicals in a box. But yeah, or we would actually go to a sit down. There was a restaurant in Colorado Springs, and when I was a young girl, and that's where my grandma lived, was in Colorado Springs, and there was this restaurant, and it was called Round the Corner. And at Round the Corner, you would sit in a booth, and you would pick up a phone that was at your table, and you would call in your order on the phone, and I loved it. It's similar to like a Denny's or a IHOP or something like that. And I just remember when we were, in town visiting grandma and stuff like that, we could go to that restaurant, and it was called Round the Corner. And it was just so much fun just to pick up the little phone and be like, call back to the kitchen and get your order. So today my kids thought they saw a garage sale across the way, so I told them, we'll wake up and get dressed and assess the situation a little more, make sure, we don't walk up on our neighbors just cleaning the garage or something like that. And it was truly a garage sale, and so my kids were excited with their little purchases they made. And we don't buy soda, and I don't normally drink it, but they were selling sodas. And it just kind of reminded me of my childhood, because when we would go to garage sales as well, my grandmother, like if they had a lemonade stand or cookie stand, my grandmother would get us a cookie or a lemonade. And so my neighbors were selling, the little kids were selling cans of soda. And my two younger ones haven't had soda before. They drink sparkling water, which is just the sparkling water with fruit in it, so it has no sugar. It's like zero sugar, so it's just the sparkling water and the fruit. And so they two of my kids like it. The other one doesn't like things that are bubbly, and I don't like those sparkling waters. They're bitter. They taste kind of vinegary to me, and I don't like them. But two of my kids like them, and I bought them to try because, kids like soda, and I make my kids drink a lot of plain water, but they kind of get bored or not soda, they don't like soda, they like juice, and they kind of get a little, what is it? They get a little burnout, on juice and water, and they're not milk kids. They don't drink milk, chocolate milk, plain milk. It's not their thing. So I thought I'd try these sparkling waters, and I let them have one about once every 2 days. I think I let them have one because they're great. It's just water and fruit, so there's no harm. But I just don't want them, I don't know. I just kind of try to rotate things in my kids' diet and stuff like that. So my little one loved them, and he could down them in like 5 minutes. It's gone. And my older child is exactly the same. So I was just like, okay, we're going to have to say every other day or every 2 days you can have what they call a soda. Well, today my younger ones had an actual real soda. And one of them said it was too bubbly and he didn't like it. And then the other one didn't care for the choice he made. He said he liked soda, but he didn't care for the flavor choice that he chose. So, and like I said, I don't normally buy soda. And when we first went to the garage sale, I went to the garage sale, and let's see. So we went over there, and my kids got some purchases, and then, oh, excuse me, my kids got some purchases, and then we came back. But when we were there, they had offered, "Do you want to buy a soda?" And I was like, "No, thank you." Well, I came home and I threw some some frozen hamburger patties on the grill for my kids for lunch. And the more I was thinking about it, I was like, man, I really want a soda now, because they had them cold in the ice chest. And I was just like, oh, it reminds me of growing up. My grandma always had soda at her house. She had a little mini fridge in her garage, and we would have 2 sodas sometimes when we were there visiting, in town visiting her, and we would have sometimes 2, sometimes 3 sodas a day. And so I don't buy soda, but something about it, just like grilling the hamburgers as well. You'd go camping as a kid, and you'd have sodas and hot dogs and s'mores and stuff like that. So I was sitting there grilling the hamburgers, and I said to my oldest, I'm like, I want a soda. He's like, all right, let's go get one, because he's had soda before. And so we walked back over, and my neighbor was out with her kids, and I was like, we're coming back because I just can't pass up the soda. I have to have a cold soda. So they only had 3 flavors left. One was, so they had lemon, lime, grape, and orange. I remember when I was a little girl, I'd get orange soda in my Happy Meals from McDonald's. Or sometimes we ate at a place called Long John Silver's, and we'd get a drink. And if I didn't get chocolate milk, I really liked chocolate milk, or root beer. I really liked root beer too. But I would always get one of the flavored sodas, either grape or strawberry or orange, but usually orange. And I have to tell you, we split the soda. We left the 1 can of lemon lime for my husband. I put it in the fridge for him. He doesn't much drink soda either, but he was gone and doing stuff, and so I was like, we're gonna save this lemon lime one for Daddy. And so we, split up. We each tried some orange and some grape, and I just had maybe this much, but ooh, it was sweet. Especially the orange. The grape was a little more mild, and I was like, yeah, I could probably handle a little bit more grape, but I don't think I could drink the whole can. It's just, my taste buds have changed, and it was so syrupy sweet. But I liked the little bit I had. It reminds me of like when I was growing up. They'd give you little samples of eggnog in the grocery store. And that little sample of eggnog was all I needed. I loved it. I loved the taste. It was really good. And it just hit the spot. But I didn't need to buy eggnog. Just that little bit was just what I needed for the season. And it tasted so good. But if I bought it, it just kind of sat in my fridge. And I just didn't really finish it up or drink it enough, before it went bad. So I think that's the way it was with the soda today. Just that little bit was just what I needed to, get rid of that craving and hit the spot and remind me of my childhood and give my kids a little bit of a memory, because we don't buy, like I said, we don't buy soda. Once my younger ones get a little bit bigger, I may allow the one that likes soda to have that as a treat choice. If we order in food to our house, or if my husband goes to buy food and bring it back, since I can't go to restaurants, we have to eat at home. I may allow my other one to make a soda choice, but right now he chooses juice, and then my other child chooses chocolate milk, and I'm okay with that, and I'm not going to change it unless they specifically ask, like, my friends get soda, can I please get a soda? Then I would do it on rare occasions when we, get get a meal from a restaurant, which is usually on birthdays and holidays, because it's so expensive. So I did that today. Oh, and then my kids went down into the basement. We have an unfinished basement, and I've been letting them go down and play down there now, since they're a little bit bigger. I've been letting them go down and play, down in the unfinished basement. And so they went down there, and they looked in the window wells. They like to go down there with my mom, who comes to help me and look for lizards, because we live in the desert, and lizards are down in the desert. And my mom will come and, see her grandkids and help me take care of them, especially on my bad days. And they will see the lizards in the window well. And, they like to, when Grandma comes, let's go check for lizards. And we can't get in the window wells and rescue the lizards and get them out, unfortunately. Once they're in, and they can't get back out. But we have black widows and other things in the desert, so we can't get in our window wells to get the lizards out. Or my mom, she's a grandma. She's grandma age. I'm not going to say my mom's age out here for the interwebs, but she's grandma age, and she would hop down in there, grab the lizard, and throw it back out. She's done that 1 or 2 times. And lizards, if you don't know, once you touch them and they get scared, their tail falls off. But it grows back, apparently. Strange fact that I never knew. But I have to tell her, please don't do that. There are black widows. And she knows black widows are dangerous. And so, she knows. And so finally she's like, okay, I'll listen and I won't go save the lizards. Well, today my kids came running upstairs. Please, Mommy, save it, save it, save it. You gotta save it. Come see. And they're like, we think it's a frog or a toad. I go, oh, good gravy. So I went down, I looked in the window well, and there was a toad in there. And I can't take my screens off because there's mice that were alive in there but aren't anymore. And there's, lizards that were alive and are not anymore in there. And we have a lot of live crickets and beetles and black widows. And we spray, but they just keep a coming. So I can't take my screen off. And I don't know if this thing is a poisonous desert snake of, not snake, but toad of some kind. So I'm like bending over my window well because my kids are begging me, please, Mommy, I won't be able to get back out. And so I had a rake and a shovel, and I would kind of like put the rake behind the toad. It was a toad. And kind of make him like hop toward the shovel. And then I would like trap him between the shovel and the rake. But he kept squeezing through the rake holes. And I kid you not, I must have been doing that for 45 minutes. And it's hot. We're like in the 80s, 90s. But my kids were begging me, save it, Mom, save it. Don't let it. And every time it fell back down to the window well, they're like, please don't stop. Try again. So I scooped and I would get it, and we were like this close to the top, and then I finally got the little booger out, and then he hopped right back toward the window well, which we have covers, and the covers only have holes about this big, so I don't know how he got in. I don't know if there's a hole somewhere, and I can't figure it out, but he hopped right back toward the window well. I'm like, you get in there again, I'm gonna kick your butt. Because by the time sorry, my son is sending me messages. He's out and he's letting me know he's safe. So by the time I was done and came and laid back in my bed, my legs were just like shaking because, when you're bedbound like me, that's a lot of exertion. But I was like, I have to do this for my kids, and I don't do well in the heat with my health condition. The heat is no good for me. So I finally got the little booger out, but it took a good half an hour for my legs to stop vibrating. And then every time I walk the house now, it's just like spinning, violently spinning. And I'm like, yeah, I think Mr. Toad's going to have to stay in there next time. But I didn't say that to my kids. I was just like, I just let them have their happy moment of Mommy saved the toad, yay! Things we do for our children, I'll tell you. But just want to hop on, say hello, see how everyone's Saturday is going. Anyone needs prayer, comment down below. Be happy. I'm happy to pray for you. My son's given me a call, so I'm going to let everybody go. You have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope you have a great Sunday as well. I will talk to you guys another time. Bye-bye.